This is a 2002 Lincoln LS with a 6-cylinder in it. It has a problem. The power window motor was making some crunching noise, and then the window just dropped down inside the door. So I'll take it apart and see what's going on in there. And first thing I did was get a seal pick, catch these two little dents right there, the tabs, and get underneath this flap and pop it up. There's two Phillips head screws in there. And I'll be taking those out. And the next thing I'll do is get underneath the front edge. Make sure your tools are clean if you're working around the light interior. You pop this front up. Pull it forward. And then push this tab down and release the plug in. I'll reach underneath this door latch and pop the plastic out. And there's a Phillips screw in there. It's got to be taken out. I'll come down underneath the panel. Got a screw there. Another one up front underneath the carry pouch holder. And once those are out, here's a tamper-proof screw up above the door lock assembly. Take a screwdriver and back it out. I thought there was 2 screws on this bottom, but there's 3. There's one in the middle. I'll be taking it out too. Then I'm going to come to this back corner. Start popping the door panel. Hold down. All the way around the bottom. And so on. Just work my way up the back and pop it. There's one type there, and then another jobby up there. I should free the back up, and I'll go up front and pop them ones. Caution about popping these panels. Just be sure and just take time and spread the load out. Like here's one clear up top here behind the mirror. But you want to spread the load out between here and all across here, pushing on the center. If you pry on these outside edges, it'll be bowed permanently, or it'll be sticking out when you pop it back in. But I'll continue popping it. It's getting pretty loose. And I came to the back. There's a clip up here. I was aggressively pulling the bottom out a little bit, and then running my hand along and popping these clips. Probably went in here and pulling out on the bottom a little bit. And once all these are popped, should be able to get the back loose here. And we'll finish unplugging harnesses here. One on the computer there, door computer. Push the center in, jiggle it out of there. That's really a dandy. That one screw in the back corner above the lock goes into that metal tamper deal shield. Okay, it looks good in there now. Go ahead and pick this gray dust shield off with any luck. Try not to tear it so I can reuse it. Kind of riveted it on now. My power mirror harness. I'll pick it out from underneath of that. Get that gray shield out of the way. Alright, looks pretty good. I'd say the cable's broke on the regulator. I'm going to go ahead and remove this interior trim piece. It has little grippers hooked to plastic notches and grippers to clip on the metal seal. Just kind of take your time with it so as not to bust it. And catch little hooks, just make sure you keep pulling it out of the curve back here. And so on. And that one broke off. Typical. And I want to take this drip edge, the inner drip edge up. Just kind of pick it up out of the corner there, and it's just a horseshoe. Just remember the felt faces the glass. And there's a glass. What I want to do is get the glass out of it. That's what I'm working toward first. Then work on the rest of the crap to get the regulator and motor out of it. If the regulator is still working, then normally you just roll the wind up till these fasteners holding the saddles to the glass, or up here we get better access to it. And through that access hole, we don't have to unhook the glass while it's down low, I think. It's 10 millimeters down in there, and then I might have to take the speaker out to get the access to the front front sport saddle. Really can't go in through these. I don't know. I don't think it'll work. That's good enough, I guess. I used a T10 Torx bit in the center of all those 4 screws that held the speaker support housing, and took the speaker off and unplugged it. And there's the other 10mm screw that I need to get loose to get the wind up out of there. It's really down in there. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this door latch plug-in. It has a red safety backup on the bottom. Have to be slid back to release the latch for it. I just reached up underneath there with a screwdriver and got in the crack and just drug it, and it popped back, and then the plug-in come right off. And while I'm down in here, there's a zip tie holding some of those cables in place, or one of them. I'll go ahead and cut that thing off. And up above it, push this latch to lock position. Lift that cable up out of the slot. And go ahead and slide the cable out of the holder, the sheathing. And it's got a little retainer here, don't want to break it. Get in behind it with a flat screwdriver, pair of diagonals, and pop it out of this thing. Get this cable out of there. It just slides over against the metal, pulled out. Or you can, I reached in behind here, and it's got a couple of spearheads. Pretty, I'd probably break it trying to pry from the outside, and I just kind of pushed down on the spearhead and got one out, and then worked on the other and got it out. Just pry this away from the metal a little bit. Get that out of the way. Try not to break it off back here. I got the cable out. Pull on it, make sure it's unlatched. I'll keep this part straight and bend the cable and put it in behind this metal. Just walk it down it. Don't break that off on the latch assembly, or you'll be unhappy about it. And just make sure that it's not locked by reaching on the outside door handle and pulling it open. And it's working, so don't lock yourself out of it. I just stuck a gear wrench in there and loosened the front window retaining saddle up, and it just kind of dropped away. Be careful not to drop your glass. Could put a spacer under it if you wanted to. Bunch of rags or something. And I'm going to take this saddle loose. I'm going to keep one hand on the curve of the glass, reaching underneath the door handle part. Pick up on that arch of the glass down there. And then start feeding the glass up out of the slot and bring it toward the inside of the vehicle and get it out of the way. You can either set it on top of the car on a fender cover, or blanket or whatever, so it don't get broke. You just gotta turn those retaining screws about 8 or 9 turns, and then the side will drop away, or it'll be loose from the glass anyway. Remember, well, the back comes up, turn the glass sideways. Remember, the key word is this is glass, so be careful, it will bust if you drop it, goof off and let go of it. I'm gonna grab a hold of it and set it on top of the car. That's extra special now. Before reinstall, I'll probably clean these saddle areas up with alcohol. You might even take a black marker and outline exactly where they was on the glass before you clean it up, or just keep track of it. A little chip there. It's weird how it's got a flake missing out of it. It may have dropped a little hard, I don't know. When the owner had it. And you can see the cable laying down there where it broke or got disconfigurated somewhere. Looks like there's some spare parts in there from other repairs. Messed up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take these uprights out. This nut here in the back and down here. And this black nut there. One down here behind the wire harness. And you may mark them rear, front, whatever. Since the cable's broke on this one, I'm going to take this upright out. Or inner door support, window guide, whatever. But if the cable wasn't broken, it was just like mangled up, or the motor is bad or something, just leave them loose, because that forms like a 2 uprights and a Z shape with the cables, and then the power window motor. And either way, you can leave them in there or whatever till this inner door panel comes off. Just taking the other 2 nuts off and push that up right out of the way. And there's another nut right beside the bottom front one, below this door module. Take it loose. Alright, moving right along. Take these 6 gold 11 millimeters out. And 2 nuts off studs on this support bracket. And once that's done, it's going to want to catch on these studs here, but just kind of lift up on it. Watch for falling body clips. And we'll just tilt it down a little bit, and there's the workings down in there. It's all messed up. And I'll just pick that mess out of there. Busted. to unplug the motor. Looks like it's got something special going on there. It's like I have to stick a screwdriver down into that square hole and push that white peg down. I'm supporting this metal inner support panel with my knee. And let me get two hands. Stick a screwdriver in here and push back on it. And it came off of there. Okay. It should be free and clear to navigate. It looks like the harness is overlapping one of the cables. The speaker plug-in. I'll have to pop it and get it out from underneath that cable. You just have to remember that cable goes underneath of it when it goes back together. This clip here needs to mash back down so it'll stay in it, or at least push these little side pieces down in the hole so it'll stay there. Looks like that one stayed, that one stayed. I'm not sure about the lower ones. I don't see them. Yeah, they're on the inner panel. Okay. Okay, I just unclipped the speaker harness. Now it should be free and clear. Let's this mess up out of there. Yep, that's really an outfit. I think one of the tracks broke their ear off is why the cable's not mangled. It was one of these. I think broke off. So it guides it up and down the track. I'll check it out. Spring keeps tension on that cable. I was kind of tore a bunch of the cable up, tore it up. It's seen better days. Yep. New regulator. I'll go ahead and replace the motor wiring here so I don't have to tear this mess apart again in a year or 6 months and put a new motor in it, which would be a chore. Mouse over the video and hit the circle I to continue to the next part of the video.